Hello YouTube friends, Dr. Teresa here. I wanted to give you an update on how the dwarf seahorses were doing since the tragedy a few weeks ago. Since the last time I reported out, the one baby that I thought was going to make it to adulthood did not, but that could be for any reason because we know only the strongest survive even in the wild. All remaining 30 adults seem to be okay so far, and I have been watching them carefully. I did notice one female had a depressed appetite, and when I looked carefully, I noticed the end of her tail or the tip seemed immobile. So I decided to run another course of farbendazole, and I'm doing it for double the length of recommended period because when I looked at my bottle of medication, I noticed it was close to its expiration date. So I wonder if it lost some efficacy. It looks like it's going to expire in June, and we're just getting ready to start May of 2023 right now. After I'm finished with this course of medication, I may continue with a couple of others just to be safe. In general, the seahorse colors look good, fairly bright. They all seem to have good tail mobility and good appetite. The female that I was worried about is doing much better. She is eating well. She's exploring more. Her tail seems mobile. So those are all good things. One thing that I am wondering about through this process is if there is a certain amount of nematodes or something that mimics them always present on dwarf seahorses, but they don't present themselves until the seahorses go through a trauma and are in a weakened state and then are overcome. Just like with other fish, especially marine fish, when they're in an enclosed system, they tend to have more outbreaks, and in the wild would probably not even be bothered by those few pests that naturally reside on them. The reason that I've titled this video Mostly on Track is because after these weeks there are no babies, which is quite surprising. Now, I have seen evidence of breeding. I've seen at least 2 times now there were a few spilled eggs left on the floor of the tank, which means that some successful mating has happened, but maybe not all of the eggs ended up in a pouch. And I did see there was one occasion where it looked like a male expelled some fertilized eggs. I am aware that seahorses can also absorb eggs if things aren't quite perfect or if they need more nutrition, especially if they're recovering from trauma like these seahorses are. So I am going to continue monitoring the situation, offering good water quality, enriched brine shrimp supplemented with copepods, and let's see if we notice any positive changes with reproduction in the next few weeks. I really appreciate you following along and participating in how the seahorses are doing since the tragedy. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.